All right, we have dueling backgrounds with Will there in El Salvador, and I'm here at Ethereum Place in Honolulu, Hawaii. I see your pool. Let me show you my pool really quick. I'll pull my laptop over here and go to the pool area. There,
Not bad, my friend. Not bad.
Yeah.
So you're on vacation, huh?
I'm on vacation every day of the week. We have a good life because there you are in a comfortable shirt. Mine's a little more colorful because I'm in Hawaii, but you're in a beautiful tropical location. I'm in a beautiful tropical location. And I want to do this with some humility, sincerity, and grace, because you and I have a good life and we're lucky, but it's not just luck. And I want to thank you for helping me attain this, because you helped me get into cryptos back when I met you at the Litecoin conference in it was 2018, I think. Yeah, I know it was 20, wasn't 2017, it was 2018.
It was 18, yeah.
Bix Weir introduced me to you, and you helped me get started with my self-directed IRA and bought cryptos and got me going in this journey. And here we are. It's tough times for a lot of people. I don't want to I want to come across with some humility and not brag, but we're able to navigate the trying times like we're doing okay because of the choices that we made, and you help people make those choices. So anyway, I just wanted to acknowledge you and thank you for helping me get started in this. So
Everybody has to take the step, right? When you're working with your retirement account, a big chunk of your life savings, it's a big step to go, oh gosh, am I going to sell all these stocks, bonds, and mutual funds and put it into Bitcoin, into gold and silver, into whatever? And you ultimately, I remember the process well. You took some time to make the decision, and it served you well, I think, if I remember with the market timing. But
served very well. Yeah. So yeah. I met you at the conference, and Mimi and I talked to you, and Mimi said he's legitimate. He's good. You know, we get a real good feeling from him. So she says, do it. Take some of your 401k out. And I go, okay. And so a month goes by, and she goes, did you put the money with that guy, Will Lair, yet? I said, no, I'm going to. She goes, well, do it. And I said, okay, I will. And well, maybe I'll clean the house today instead of taking a big chunk of my money out of my traditional retirement fund, and then well, I think I'll write a song. I'll do that next week. And Mimi said, well, you're going to do that self-directed IRA. So finally, I called T. Rowe Price, heart beating, like, I'd like to take X amount out. They go, yeah, we can send that to you. And they said, what are you doing with it? I'm rolling it over. And they said, what's the organization? There was a number or something. And they ended it, and they said, oh yeah, that's absolutely no problem. They're certified. We can do that immediately. And I said, what's the penalty? Said, there's no penalty. I said, okay, how much taxes if I take this much out? I pay a lot of tax. I said, no, you're rolling it over to a tax-free. You don't have to pay taxes. I said, let me get this straight. I just call you up and you send me a check and it doesn't cost me anything, and then I have total control and it's still tax. They said, yeah. So you and Ian made an LLC for me, did all the paperwork, just sent it over for my approval. I took it to the bank. They made an account. We transferred the money. I got on the phone with Gus, and at that point, I didn't know how much fun Gus was, but he sent a test amount. And Will, I've still got that original. I just made another one with you guys for my wife's name. You're drinking coconut water out of a coconut. Hold that up again. That's beautiful. Isn't that
It's one
good?
of my favorite things about the tropics is the fresh, delicious, hydrating water from the coconuts. We get them chopped and stick them in the fridge, and you just take it out, pop a straw in, and it's delightful.
So it worked for me, and that money in that account has
it's done
man,
all right.
I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. So you help. I mean, I'm very appreciative, and we've become friends over this. You've helped a lot of people, haven't you? You've seen a lot of people do. That must be gratifying to you.
Several thousand at this point. Yeah. Over the last 11 years. It is. Yeah. And a lot of people are most people are very, very happy that they did. You know, if you put your IRA into Bitcoin at the top and then it, you know, it comes down, that hurts. But yeah, it over the long haul, over time, you know, everybody's done really well.
Well, the thing about Bitcoin and cryptos is it is very volatile. Like you can hit it at a peak and you might go 6 months to a year and go, man, I'm underwater. But eventually it's going up. Like it 2018, I was buying Bitcoin for 16,000, 10,000, 5,000. And today I just bought some more through the IRA that you just made for me well, I didn't buy Bitcoin. I bought Solana, but Bitcoin was 57 yesterday, and I made a buy order. So, but I'm at the point where these the volatility doesn't bother me. These swings, I live in a beautiful place. I paid for it with cash. They're not going to take it away from me, but so it's when Bitcoin dips, we buy some more.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So how's everything in El Salvador? You selling some properties down there? I saw an email from you that the changes in the country are just happening lightning fast. What's going on down there in El Salvador?
Tremendously. Yeah. Well, I first stepped foot down here about a year and a half ago and realized, holy cow, not only does this feel like Costa Rica 25 years ago, it's uniquely just on the map. It's a country that was plagued by violence and corruption and civil war for 30 years, and it was bad. And so literally there's whole industries that don't even exist here because of that. It literally just opened the doors, and it's got a red pill, you know, Thomas Jefferson like president. It's got Bitcoin as a dual currency. Not integrated into the banking system yet, but integrated into all of the point of sales and merchant systems. And, you know, sometimes it's hard to get a coconut vendor to take Bitcoin, but you can often convince them because the infrastructure here is easy for them. So, yeah, I came here a year and a half ago and realized, oh, my gosh, this is all of the people I've been talking to over the last 10 years, helping them with their IRAs, helping them get money out of the system, whether they're anarchists or libertarians or gold and silver stackers, Ron Paul lovers, Bitcoiners, we all overlap on 95% of things. And we all often have felt like we're on an island, right? I can't talk to my parents about this stuff. My friends think I'm crazy. It's so nice to talk to you, you know, and share with a like-minded individual. I've gotten that hundreds of times over the last decade. And when I first came here, I realized, holy cow, this is in real life, in the flesh, like our community, our place to come and set up a second home or a business or a move all together. And the growth in the last year and a half on that front has been tremendous from Bitcoiners and community members and clients and people coming down, investing, moving, setting up a second home, an Airbnb, whatever. The community is really, really, really exploding, and there's a lot happening here. So it's fun. It's exciting and fun.
So I think we're going to have a run of Bitcoin in this fall. Hopefully, our analyst Marty says it's got to punch through 73, the old top, and once it does, he sees clear sailing to 80 to 105. So people that have invested in cryptos you know, whether it's Ethereum, Litecoin, Cardano, HBAR, Theta Fuel. I just bought a whole bunch of Theta Fuel. I just bought a ton of Theta Fuel. Anyway, we're going to have a run. So somebody is sitting on a pile of money and they see things maybe not going the direction they like in the US. What, how do they come explore El Salvador? You help people with that. What do you offer for people to, like,
We
somebody
do, yeah.
get some money, they get a hold of you. What do you do for them? What's the process?
Well, it depends. Perpetualassets.com is our main site where we have, you know, all of our different services up there, including the El Salvador services. And then we have a separate website with property listings down here. But generally the first thing to do is get on a plane, you know, come down and get boots on the ground and get a feel for the place. We have had a couple people want to purchase sight unseen. I'm like, you know what, just make it happen. Get on the plane and make it happen. Because honestly, doing the power of attorney, it's just a bad idea. You don't want to buy something sight unseen in a country you've never been. But that said, everybody that we've brought down, friends, surfing buddies, old college buddies, clients, baby boomers, young people alike, have all fallen in love with the place. And are either have bought property or are looking for X, Y, or Z, or are waiting for a bull run, or trying to secure financing or sell another property at home kind of thing. So, but yeah, we help plug you in. You know, depending what are your interests, beach, man, there's everything is here from mountains close by, high elevation with cooler temperatures, waterfalls, hot springs, lakes. Within an hour to two, it'll literally blow your mind what, like, the biodiversity, what you can, cloud forests, rainforests, it's all within an hour or two of the airport. So we'll get you down, we'll plug you in, we'll show you our favorite places to stay, whether it's beach towns or, Matt, do you want the party scene in the beach town, or do you want the sleepy beach town with the cliffs and gorgeous views? You know, is this a couple's vacation, or is this a boys trip, or, you know, but yeah. And it's pretty easy to get a feel for people's interests. Okay, we definitely want beachfront or beach town. We help zero in on the best area for you, based on your desires, location, proximity to other areas. Some people want to be off the beaten path, 3 hours away from everything, because that probably won't change for a number of years. Whereas in these core areas, your proximity is awesome, but we're going to have high-rise hotels right next, you know, right at the end of the beach here. But before, hell, they're breaking ground. The dozers are moving right now. So, and the mountains are as amazing, if not more, honestly, than the beaches here, because you get to those, you know, the tropical high elevations it's the best weather in the world. It's 60 to 80 degrees permanently. I mean, it's just magical. And you get some of those, you get ocean views. You know, so.
And the vegetation, the fruits, and just the whole ambiance of the forest. Great.
Yep.
So let me give you a quick plug for Perpetual Assets. I've made 2 self-directed IRAs. First one in 2018. I did it again just this spring because my wife, we made an LLC in my wife's name, and we had some income that I don't want to pay taxes on all that. So I contacted you. Yeah, sure, we can set another one up. So your guy, Ian, made all the paperwork, and I just invested that into cryptos. I did it in 2018. It was very easy. Perpetual Assets is completely reliable, well-established. I highly recommend, if you have an old 401k, or if you're making some money, make your own self-directed IRA, and you can put gold and silver, property. You can put, what can you put into these things besides cryptos?
Well, as far as, you can't put your personal assets into it, right? You can only fund it with cash, right? Whether it's, you know, an existing IRA rollover, 401k rollover, or if you're making contributions like you guys are doing, right? Okay, let's contribute some of this added income we have, get it off the books into a tax deferred vehicle. Some people like to set up a Roth. Hey, I want to buy and trade cryptos, Bitcoin in a Roth. That's totally tax-free on the back end. and you can trade in and out as much as you want. There's no taxable event every time you do. But yeah, once it's set up, once it's funded, I should say, with your dollars, at that point you can purchase, you know, anything from just about any asset imaginable, gold and silver, Bitcoin, other crypto assets. You can do staking and all those types of things, land, properties, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, loans, private equity, just about anything you can think of.
The thing I like about it, Will, is I have a dedicated Trezor wallet that is the name of the IRA, the LLC that you set up for me. I've got that in a safe at my place, and it's connected to my Exodus wallet. So I'm right there and I can look at it. And if I want to do something with it, I can do it myself. I could do it at midnight, you know, in the dark of night. Whereas if it's controlled by T. Rowe Price sold to Voya, so it's Voya, you got to go through their process, and you know we saw how volatile it is. There's times when the stock market drops, and they halted trading in Korea, Japan, and it was hard to get through that next day here in America. Not that yeah, but you're totally in control of your own stuff.
Yeah, as long as you can, as long as the crypto swap or exchanges are still funky. I mean, we've seen those go down or at least freeze up, right? But as long as you have total access to it yourself at any split second, right? So you can trade as you wish. Yeah.
You watching the political? I don't get too political, but you watching what's going on in the U.S.?
Man, I try to. That's one of the other things I love about coming down here. You know, I'm back and forth Texas and El Salvador. But I love coming here because all of that really fades away, and I'm always so dang busy when I'm down here. I'm not even really on Twitter much, except to post pictures of sunsets or whatever. But yeah, it's at this point, man. After the last election, the fraud, the theft, and then COVID, it's all such a circus to me now. It's really hard for me to even pay it any attention.
It's like a grotesque reality TV show, but just
mockery
comedy. Well, you know, maybe you think you can change the world. I don't think I can change the world, but I think you and I can change people's lives. I mean, we can help people by, you know, people can navigate this. We're coming to some big changes. We don't know exactly what they're going to be because they're going to surprise us with some stuff. But you can take control of your own finances and thrive and do very well.
Yeah.
We are. So
yeah. Well, I appreciate that, Dick. It's been, you know, awesome working with you and working with CryptoViewing and Future Forecast members over the years. And it's a great community. You know, I'm blessed. I get to work with like-minded people every day, you know, so.
Perpetualassets.com. And I highly recommend getting diversifying into your own private crypto portfolio that is a totally legitimate, authorized, self-directed IRA. Was it you that figured that out? When did you figure that how to do that? That was a brilliant.
Well, this type of self-directed IRA we discovered 13 some years ago, I guess, when we were working in the metals business, precious metals business, and Bitcoin was probably already birthed just barely. This was like 2009 or 2010 or whatever. And we knew about Bitcoin that early because of, you know, the Max Kaisers and the Jeff Berwicks of the world. But it was, you know, we were doing the self-directed IRA. We learned about it through the metals space because we had so many clients that were taking the tax hit on their 401k to go invest it in metals that they could, you know, control physical storage of. And then we learned about this and said, well, this gives you the flexibility to do that. And so at first it was really just metals buyers. And then one of our clients, a mutual friend of ours, in fact, was, I think, the first person in the country to put Bitcoin in an IRA. It was one of our clients back in probably 2010 or 11, using the
early.
IRA
Wow.
LLC.
No, it couldn't be that early. Yeah, it would have been 11 or 12 or 13.
Maybe 11 or 12. Yeah.
So
Probably 11 or 12 or 13, maybe. But that was, Bitcoin IRA wasn't even around yet. I don't even remember when those guys came out. But
well, it's been a lot of interesting changes, and it's really the adoption is full swing. I mean, back in those days, people were saying Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme, Bitcoin's a money laundering scheme for criminals. It's going to go to zero. Nobody's saying that anymore. Now we have Donald Trump saying the U.S. should have a strategic reserve of Bitcoin, and it's not going anywhere. It could be, this is our wild fantasy, and we talked about this a few years ago, and it might come to fruition, where we have a group of friends and people that have set up their own financial well-being through doing what you do. We might have 100 or 200 or 1,000 whales, people that have many tens and 20s and more millions of dollars. We could do some good with that. We could set up some foundations and do grants and actually help the world.
We have a few thousand clients that we've done IRAs for now with, I don't know, probably $500 million, maybe even close to $1 billion, under management, if you will, just whatever rolled over, and then they invested, and then, whatever they report the value of every year. Yeah, I mean,
you think El Salvador might be a hub of that kind of thing? Maybe is that
question.
Things going?
I feel down here that really, no matter what happens with the Western world, the financial system, and the economy, this place is growing. I really believe that. I mean, the Bitcoin infrastructure in place, and I think they already have it in the banking system with the Bitcoin friendly national bank. It's just they haven't flipped the switch yet. We were saying this years ago. Oh, your PayPals and your, so-and-sos, they probably already have the infrastructure in place to just flip a switch, and then they'll be operating with Bitcoin, and then, months later, they'll flip the switch. I think it's the same here. The dollar will hyperinflate or crash or whatever, if it does, assuming it does. I think they'll flip a switch down here, and then everything will just be running on Bitcoin. People will get paid in it. People will pay vendors with it. You can already do it here. I've met Bitcoiners that have been living down here just doing nothing but Bitcoin. They haven't spent $1 or swiped a credit card. So, and then from the other standpoint, like, it's a very small country that really has its stuff together. The president is just, every dadgum week there's a new. He does something that I'm like, yes. In fact, this week,
he's amazing, isn't he?
This week or this past week, they announced a $1.6 billion private investment from Turkish. It was a deal that Bukele inked 2 or 3 years ago when he was in Turkey. 1.6 billion, the country's largest private investment ever, into the ports. The existing port in Acajutla, and the new port going into Bitcoin City in La Union in the east side of the country. So that's starting the end of this year, by the end of this year. So there's huge money coming in. Being in the real estate business here, the developments that we're aware of, all these cute little hilltop areas, they're going to be communities. I mean, it's just resorts. It's rumored that Trump is going to be buying down here. His son was down here 3 months ago or something, and fell in love with the place.
Golf course. They'll make a hotel.
All of it. Oh gosh.
Are you investing in some land there? That might be a good.
Man, if I wasn't maxed out at the moment with this place and having to upgrade a house in Texas, we've got so much money we could dump into this place, depending on exactly what we want to do. So this is a half-acre beachfront, and we scored because the location is, we're right in the middle of Surf City. We're even better location, arguably, not even better location than Bitcoin Beach. Bitcoin Beach is 20 minutes to our west, and it's a tad bit isolated. It's hard to get Ubers and stuff out there. Whereas we're closer to the city. We're straight up to the city. We're straight over to the airport. We're straight over. Anyway, but yeah, the investment opportunities here are, and you don't have to spend an arm and a leg. I mean, if you want a beachfront you know, property here in the core area, you're really even hard to find now. But even beachfront, you can get beachfront elsewhere for, you know, 300 to 500.
Well, yeah,
but you can get land in the mountains, close with views for cheap, you know.
gonna be a good
So
investment because people, you know, progress comes. Well, folks, I'm not really trying to sell you anything here. I'm just trying to give information. But Will and I are, like I said at the beginning, we're living really nice lives. We live in good places. We're very comfortable, and we're in the transition to a new financial system. And people are going to have, we're going to see a great transfer of wealth. And it's a good idea to get on the winning side of that. So I don't take financial advice from me. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Will and I are two legitimate guys, and we're just trying to give you some good information. I've known Will and worked with him for over 6 years now. It was a financial great win for me to get involved with you. There we go. I've got 2 self-directed IRAs. They're doing good.
well, and to your point, Dick, a lot of people don't realize that their money that's stuck in an old 401k or IRA, you know, that a lot of them have already written it off mentally, right?
Yeah.
So to learn, oh geez, I can get control of that and get it out of stocks, bonds, and mutual funds and stuff that I don't believe in, dollar-based products, and put it into real tangible stuff. Let's go. So yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's been a it's been a great ride. It's been great, you know, helping people. And you know, the El Salvador thing's kind of a cherry on top. If you want to come down and visit, we welcome that too.
Are you going to go to the I missed the Bitcoin conference. I was planning on going to that, and it kind of, I got busy moving, so I didn't make it there, and it was a great event. I think we're going to go to ThetaCon in Vegas in December.
I think I am too. Gosh, I got to get on the calendar because I've had a couple more trips pop up on the calendar down here. I've got so much stuff happening, but
well, we should get together
and
hang out together and bring Gus, and we'll.
Yeah, November here is the Adopting Bitcoin conference too in November, which is going to be lights out here in El Salvador.
Oh, I may have to come down for that.
Yeah,
I'm going to September. I'm getting taking the family for stem cell therapy. We hear good
cool.
What you want to do is you want to harvest some of your stem cells and put them away, and you store them. And then when you get older, you can go and it rejuvenates you. We've heard really good results with that. So I'm going to do a whole segment on that. But cool. Mimi went to Korea and researched the places and found a place that does it. Our nephew had a bad knee, and he had the stem cell therapy. And I said, did it help? He said, 100%, way better. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. And all right, Will, I got to go do a remote viewing recording. Enjoy the day. Always good talking with you. Perpetualassets.com. And it's worth doing. It's worth doing. That's all I can say.
Thank you, buddy.
Will, see you, man.
Great to see you, my friend. Take care. I love your place there. Enjoy.
Hey, bye.